9997.
It's the final segment of the morning, but we aren't just having a normal talk segment. We have in studio with us Mr. Grenville Williams, the ULP's candidate for South Leeward. And you can give us a call if you have questions for him. It is an open program, meaning that you can call us at any time with whatever questions you have for him as we go forward with our interview. Welcome back, Williams.
Good morning, and good morning to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and good morning to the people of South Leeward.
I noticed that little change in the voice. How have those meetings been going?
Excellent, I would say. It provides an opportunity for me to share my vision for South Leeward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines with the people. Of course, I am the candidate for a specific constituency, so my main focus is to present my policies, plans, and programs that I intend to roll out over the next 5 years to develop South Leeward and to advance the quality of life of the people of South Leeward, because it's all about the people and how we can work together to improve South Leeward for all of the persons living there, as well as persons who will engage South Leeward one way or the other.
Okay. Last time you were here, you mentioned you were speaking on some of your plans for South Leeward, and you mentioned a beach. You mentioned a hotel, I think, on Miami Beach. Could you give any more details on that?
Well, given the direction that you're facing, beach, that's
yes,
the original
Hotels
name.
Beach, yes.
Of course, during the COVID period, I know a lot of the young persons would have utilized that beach and turned it into a sort of activity beach for themselves to, relieve some of the stress, and they renamed it Miami, so it became popularized under that specific name. It's one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful beach on mainland St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On any given holiday, you can find persons taking trips to enjoy Kittels Beach, Miami Beach. You can find currently that when the cruise ships come in, the tourists also go to Kittels or Miami Beach. So we already have persons enjoying the facility there, but it's in its natural state, and you can only come for a very short period, let's say one day. Unless someone has an Airbnb and you rent that Airbnb, there's no facility for regional tourists, international tourists, as well as the local tourists to enjoy Miami Beach, Kittels Beach for a prolonged, extended period. I would like to see a hotel property on Kittels Beach without changing really the features of Kittels Beach, without excluding the people of Kittels, the people of South Leeward. But at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to share that beautiful beach, the beautiful community, the culture, the food of Kittels, of South Leeward, with persons from near and far. So that is really my vision. And St. Vincent is on a path now where we are seeing the tourism economy growing. We have Sandals. We are going to open Sandals beaches next year. Marriott not open, start the construction, as well as the construction of Marriott, as well as a facility further down in North Leeward. The hotel product is going to offer many employment opportunities for Vincentians, as well as non-Vincentians. And I want the people of South Leeward to be part of that process. In my last program, I also said that I would like to see a specific hospitality responsible for training the persons who will be working in these various hotels, because we want them to be able to get the jobs first. We want them to be able to deliver their service at the highest quality, and education, awareness, preparation is critical to their success in the hotel and tourism industry.
Okay. Always a reminder, phones, the opening of the call is 4599. used to be interactive customers. Regarding hotel though, is this something that persons within the community, particularly, there been like a stakeholder analysis that was done? The persons go to Kettles Beach because of its scenery, because if the more idyllic beaches, we do not necessarily want there to be a shift from that if we are going to see too many persons on it now. So it's like a stick analysis.
If you going to see again hundreds of tourists on the beach there. We want to add value to that. Explore, engage, say in terms of tongue meeting for wide audience has not taken place, but in my stewardship over the next 5 years of South Leeward, not just in relation to this, but also how the people of South Leeward would like to see the constitution. So on a quarterly basis, I would like to go into different communities in South Leeward and just have an open talk to find out what is going well, what are some of the challenges, and how we can work together to change the landscape, change the circumstances, improve South Leeward for all of the people. Open consultation is very critical because there is a small jetty in Clare. Went to that person that it should be demolished. Someone said yes. Someone said why. Because another person said that persons like to picnic right restored and maybe enhanced with certain features so it becomes an attraction in Clare Valley. So our people in the community, they have many ideas as to how the community can be improved, how the constituency can be developed, and going forward, it is critical that we have that engagement on a consistent basis.
Okay. Still, I'm being honest with you here, Williams. I'm still holding on to that hotel on the beach. So, or in chat that, and do you plan to make more regional? Are you planning to target more regional hotel?
Okay, well, I have traveled the region extensively. I've also lived a period of 6 years when I served as a consultant. And Barbados has a very mature, almost all of it with hotels. And it provides employment for the people of Barbados. It's a great economic driver. And for me, I would like to see the participation of the people in South Leeward in the tourism economy, not just in terms of the hotel, but also offering tours of Kettles will be employed at this hotel in various capacity. And I think it will add significant value. What I don't want is to change necessarily the landscape of the beach. But if we look outside now, and if we look back 10, 15 years, Kettles, what it is now, is not Kettles of 20 years ago. There were less houses. It was more forested. There was a lot more agriculture. But since then, we have seen significant development in terms of housing and other features. And society is constantly evolving. So while we would like to say, let's preserve this as it was 20, 25 years ago, the fact is we have a different generation of people. We have persons who want to see these opportunities near to them in their communities. We want to see persons who we have persons who want to see themselves working in these hotels and in these businesses, and we have to find a way to ensure that we protect.
All right. So, in your community walkabouts, and I can actually say that I saw a politician in my community walking about. All right. How receptive have the younger persons in particular been in terms of hearing your message and getting them involved in the process of voting? Yes, to vote for you, but in the process of voting, what has the reception been like from the men on the block?
Well, that's a very interesting question, because I would say, frankly speaking, the most difficult cohort of voters are actually young men on the block. I think they sense or feel they have not been part and parcel of the progress of St. Vincent and the Deans. Going forward, more opportunities to sit with them, to engage with them, to get them involved in education systems and the educational institutions of St. Vincent and the Grenville. Speaking necessarily about strictly academic pursuits leading to you becoming politically capable. They're interested in and be best fisherman. I was speaking to a young man in Grenville. There are persons involved in the furniture sector, and we seem to be moving away from those industries. We need to get young, it's very cost effective, but it deprives someone in St. Vincent and the Grenadines from an opportunity. So we need to find ways of getting these young men involved more in the economy, and we need to let them know that they are not forgotten, they are not being ignored, but we need to be more closely engaged with them. If we look at the education system as well, generally we see very good performance from females at the CPA level, at the exit exams for secondary, same for the university. Sometimes it falls upon feel the progress. I am part of this, and I want to see this progress continue. So I am going to come out on November 27th and vote overwhelmingly for that progress to continue, and vote overwhelmingly for the Unity Labour Party, and vote overwhelmingly for Grenville Williams.
When persons speak about, oh, we have a call, I'll get back to it. Hi, caller, good morning. Morning, Pompey.
Hello, good morning. How are you guys this morning?
We're fine, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just had one question to ask, really. I don't know if the representative there could answer my question. I always listen and know what's going on in St. Vincent, and it's something that they had in my village where them buying Dashin in Lomans, Windward Lomans. That never happened for years upon years upon years. So I just wanted to know this only going up because of the election. If after the election, if they will continue with this.
I'm not sure I'm clear on the question, but what I would say as it relates to agricultural produce, one, farmers put in considerable work. They also are required to pay workers. There's fertilizer and other tools and implements that they must expend on. And it's important that we are able to get the farmers a good price. We cannot necessarily, in all circumstances, control the prices. That may not be lawful in many circumstances. And therefore, market forces would dictate sometimes the prices that the goods go for. What is important going forward, I would say, however, is we perhaps need an aggregator to purchase the goods and the produce. We could at least guarantee you a minimum price. But again, we have to manage in a very scientific way how we produce, because 100 mangoes on the market today, and you have 1,000 mangoes on the market tomorrow. Clearly, because of supply and demand factors, the prices would have to vary. And we don't want you to have no mangoes the next day. So we need to do this in a very scientific way. We need to consult with the farmers, and we need to put in place some aggregators where on a consistent basis, but at least guarantee the farmers and the producers a minimum price. I think, again, a lot of discussions would be important among the various stakeholders involved.
Yes, please.
All right.
One more. Um, grass take it over because they can't get market for them, you know. But if they could get market for them, and it's a guarantee that they go get market, that's a good thing. You know, shake up.
All right, Pompey. Mr. Williams would respond
All
to
right.
it. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Anything further to add?
Just to see points and examine the state of the agricultural industry. I believe it's going well thus far. We are producing significantly as it relates to ground provision. We're producing a lot of planting. We're producing and rearing a lot of animals, exporting. Look at market, you have to put in elements and components that all work together to ensure that we are able to move that produce from the farm onto the place how we can improve, because there's no such thing as perfection, and one should always aim to improve whatever circumstances, whatever system is in place. So we will continue to work with the people to ensure that they're constant improvement.
Okay. So there's a question here on the WhatsApp, and I guess the person is also interested in this hotel. He says, do you see the hotel profits investing back into the community, or are they shareholder driven, or will they be shareholder driven, I suppose?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. And I like that question because my vision is that in some circumstances and sector, part sectors, at one point in time, when concessions are given an option doing that, in most markets, you estate where stocks will be placed as a member of the public you have access to them, you them the business makes up it, then you have to share in that. So I would like us to look at innovative financing models going forward, where more of intention come in part of these businesses. They feel a sense of ownership, they feel a sense of pride, because I could say, you know, let's call it Roleza Hotel. I'm a part owner of Roleza Hotel by owning 5 shares, 10 shares, 20 shares, whatever it is. Also, if we have these innovative ideas and people well, and we want you, the public, to be able to benefit from it, not just by having jobs, not by also something we have to focus on going forward as we take St. Vincent to the next level, to the next step. St. Vincent and Grenville, of course. One country.
There has been this issue with school in Clare Valley, the primary school, and its fencing. Ever since I went there, I was told that it was fenced before, and villagers ripped the fence down because this park was enclosed in the fencing, and they think that the park belongs to the community and not the school. So to this day, the school isn't fenced, and it's all been a complaint. Everybody that comes to the school, people who visit the school, they'd ask why you don't have a fence, because there are several problems there. People could just walk onto the compound at any time, and we have even the back there where there's the river. People can come onto the compound and you're not aware that they're on the compound because there's only one security, and though they do make their walks, they're not walking around the school 24/7. Have there been any talks or anything to address the issue of the fence for the school?
Just to say that I started my interview is that the fence excludes the community from utilizing the playing field at will. And if you pass in Clare Valley, very often you're going to see young men playing football on that facility. I mentioned in my presentation in Clare Valley a few nights ago that I've sponsored the Clare Valley football team for over a decade. And a lot of those footballers, their potential came to light because they had literally 24-hour access. It's not lit, of course, but it's open 24 hours. So these young men, about Clare Valley School as well, is that the majority, maybe greater than from Kittels, Rocher Bay. Well, so most of the times, if we think of security, the parents and the members of the community do have an interest in ensuring that you're very infrequently, if at all, going to find circumstances where there's a threat from someone who access the community complex. And as I said, it's fishing complex is going to incorporate a nice, relaxing rest to enjoy some of the catch of the fishermen. So your catch of the day comes right from the fishermen in Clare Valley. So I think we need to look holistically at a comprehensive plan for the development of that area. And perhaps as part of the plan, some areas could be fenced, some areas could remain open so that the members of the public and the young men in particular are able to go and practice their craft, whether it's football, cricket, whatever it is that is constructive, that is uplifting, that is beneficial to all persons in the community.
Okay. And I think this will be my final question. The community school centers within the constituency, are they going to be, number one, and and two, are they going to be put to the proper use or the full use that, as in, for the reasons for them being in existence in the very first place? What are your thoughts with regards to the community centers?
First, I would say that currently we are repairing the community center in Penniston. We were able to secure, and through my advocacy, repair and community center. So we want it to be, and they come to me and they say they want this facility in their community or that facility in their community. And I said, not because I'm running as a candidate. That's not the type of politician that I am. And it's the same with the community centers. For me, the community center you have something you want to do for Christmas, a recital or something, you could use that to practice. Someone wants to have a dance or significantly from that. Everything now, someone says, let the government do it. The government is, for me, the community centers, I envy a hub of activity. I want to see management so want to see is in the community center on a basis, once a month, not once per year, but I want to see them engage religiously so that the people of the community find that to be a place where they can socialize, they can interact, and it serves an effective purpose. So let's put some classes in there. Let's put some dance session in there. When I say dance session, not a block or a hardcore dance, but
teaching to dance,
teaching,
using dance as exercise,
using dance as exercise, etc. Those sort of things. Let's have some community meetings in there. Some of the same town hall meetings I spoke about. Let's have those in the community centers throughout the length and breadth of South Leeward, but also more extensively right across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But what I want to see and encourage is our people to become involved in community activities and let us all work together.
Okay. All right, so question came here on the WhatsApp. This is going to be the final question because we really do need to end this segment. But Mr. Williams, the question that is being asked or put to you is, what is your vision for Camden Park? About 15 years ago, the PM had talked about making Camden Park a town. There are more things should be done in that area.
That's a lovely question. Not only do I want to make Camden Park into a town, I want to see that the whole of South Leeward become an area that offers significant services. For example, Camden Park as an industrial estate, there are no administrative centers there. So if you want to do banking, just a simple ATM, you have to go back into town to Massey or you have to go down to Pembroke. That's a service that should be in Camden Park. I didn't get to speak about roads and roads development and traffic management, but now going into Kingston, there's a lot of traffic. If we can decentralize, bring some of the services to Camden Park and other parts of South Leeward, the banking, the revenue, whatever it is, the stores. If you want to buy some school books, you have to go into Kingston. You want to buy some school uniform, you go into Kingston. You, ladies, as I mentioned before, you want to buy a dress, you have to go into Kingston. I would like to see all of those services being offered in Camden Park and in South Leeward on a whole, so that we become not just Camden Park, but the whole of South Leeward becomes a social areas. But persons from North Leeward, persons from Central Leeward do not need to go into Kingston. They could come into South Leeward and access all of those services right here in our community. It also provides an environment where more jobs are going to be made available right here in our backyard, right here in our constituency. I would also like to see the businesses in Camden Park especially become a bit more involved in the community in an open way. For example, supporting the playing field, supporting the development. And I know the Bureau had done something at the basketball court where they put in a children's playground. But we need more of that. We need green spaces, all of those. So a holistic plan for Camden Park. We need a holistic plan for South Leeward. And unfortunately, this program is not long enough for me to give my 6-point plan for the development of South Leeward. But I really see my job and my responsibility over the next 5 years to lead the transformation of South Leeward in terms of education, in terms of roads, in terms of tourism, in terms of housing, in terms of agriculture, tourism, sporting facilities, but also ensuring that people of South Leeward see that there is a significant improvement in the quality of their lives during my stewardship of the constituency.
Okay. And with that, I think we can end this interview.
Okay,
Oh,
go
you
ahead.
want? Oh, sure.
Well,
go ahead.
yes, of course I am here. November 27th is literally 14 days away. So we have 2 weeks before the election. And I must encourage all of the people in South Leeward, those who are traditional Labour supporters, those who are undecided, and even those who traditionally voted for the other party, to come out on November 27th and to put your support, put your X next to the name Grenville Williams for a brighter future in South Leeward. All of us must work together for the development of this constituency, the development of our country. And I look forward to serving the people of South Leeward, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Parliament of St. Vincent for the next 5 years and well beyond. Own your future and let us build a brighter future in South Leeward with Grenville Williams. So vote Grenville Williams on the 27th of November. The choice is clear. So make that choice.
Okay.